I am Vlad Dracula Tepesh, and I have had enough!
Dracula's journey in the Castlevania animated series is one of tragedy, redemption, and transformation. As the central figure in both the video game franchise and Netflix's original series, his story is deeply woven into the fabric of the Castlevania universe. However, with the release of Castlevania Nocturne, fans are left questioning Dracula's role in this new chapter.
I am Vlad Dracula Tepesh, and I do not get.
Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Let's explore Dracula's ending in Castlevania Season 4, why he's absent in Nocturne Season 1, and whether we can expect to see him in Season 2. Dracula's tragic arc and redemption in the original series. In Netflix's original Castlevania series, Dracula is introduced as a complex character whose love for humanity is rekindled by his wife Lisa. However, Lisa's tragic death at the hands of an ignorant and superstitious society drives him into a spiral of rage and vengeance. He declares war on humanity, summoning an army of demons to exact revenge on those responsible for her death. His actions make him the primary antagonist of the series, setting the stage for the arrival of his adversaries, Trevor Belmont, Sypha Belnades, and his own son, Alucard. Dracula's arc reaches its climax in Season 2 when Trevor, Sypha, and Alucard confront him in a battle at his castle. Despite his immense power and unrelenting fury, Dracula's humanity resurfaces during the fight. When Alucard faces him in hand-to-hand combat, Dracula's resolve wavers as he realizes he's about to kill his own son. Overcome with grief and guilt, Dracula accepts his fate, allowing Alucard to deliver the final blow. His death is a poignant moment that underscores his inner conflict and the depth of his love for Lisa and Alucard.
You don't travel much.
I can travel. This entire structure is a trap.
Yet Dracula's story doesn't end with his death. In Season 4, a group of cultists, led by Saint Germain and manipulated by death, attempts to resurrect Dracula using the Infinite Corridor and the Rebes, a grotesque fusion of Dracula and Lisa's souls. The resurrection is part of Death's plan to unleash chaos and feed on the resulting carnage. However, the plan is thwarted by Trevor, who destroys the Rebus and defeats Death. In the aftermath, Dracula and Lisa are mysteriously restored to life, free from the Rebus and Death's control. Choosing a quiet life away from the world's conflicts, they settle in London, marking the end of Dracula's arc in the original series. Is Dracula alive in Castlevania Nocturne? Yes, Dracula is alive during the events of Castlevania Nocturne, but his presence is minimal. While he is not an active participant in the narrative, the former villain is briefly referenced. After being killed in Castlevania Season 2 and sent to Hell, Dracula was brought back to life under mysterious circumstances. He chose to live peacefully with Lisa in the English town of Whitby, far from his former bloodthirsty ways. While it's likely that Lisa died during the 300-year gap before Nocturne, Dracula's immortality suggests he's still alive, possibly aware of the events unfolding in Nocturne. As Erzsebet, the main antagonist, enacts her plans for global darkness, it remains to be seen if Dracula will return, either to help or revert to his old ways. Season 2 of Nocturne could bring him back, especially since the storyline follows Symphony of the Night, where Dracula faces his son, Alucard. Why Dracula isn't in Castlevania Nocturne. Season 1 set 300 years after the events of the original series, Castlevania. Nocturne shifts the focus to Richter Belmont, a descendant of Trevor and Sypha, during the tumultuous era of the French Revolution. The series introduces new characters and a fresh antagonist, Erzsebet Bathory, a vampire who ascends to godhood as Sekhmet. While Nocturne carries forward the legacy of the Belmonts and the battle against supernatural forces, Dracula's absence is a noticeable departure from the original series. Dracula's absence can be attributed to several factors. First, Nocturne aims to establish its own identity by focusing on a new cast of characters and a different storyline. Erzsebet Bathory serves as a formidable antagonist, and the series delves into themes of revolution, power, and oppression, reflecting the historical backdrop of the French Revolution. Second, Dracula's character arc reached a satisfying conclusion in the original series. By the end of Season 4, he had found peace with Lisa and chosen to step away from the conflicts that defined his existence. Bringing him back prematurely could undermine the emotional weight of his redemption and the closure his story provided. However, Dracula is not entirely absent from Nocturne. His presence is felt through the legacy of his son, Alucard, who makes a dramatic entrance in the Season 1 finale. Alucard's appearance bridges the gap between the original series and Nocturne, hinting at the enduring influence of Dracula's lineage on the world of Castlevania.
Who's Dracula?
Are you really?
Will Dracula appear in Castlevania? Nocturne Season 2. The possibility of Dracula's return in Nocturne Season 2 is a topic of much speculation among fans. While there's no official confirmation, several factors suggest that Dracula's reappearance could be a narrative direction for the series. Dracula's role in the game's Nocturne is inspired by Castlevania, Rondo of Blood, and its sequel, Symphony of the Night. In both games, Dracula is a central figure. Rondo of Blood follows Richter Belmont's quest to defeat Dracula, while Symphony of the Night shifts the focus to Alucard as he confronts his father once again. If Nocturne continues to draw from these games, it's plausible that Dracula will return as a key player in Season 2. The Eclipse and Erzsebet's ascension. The Season 1 finale of Nocturne ends with Erzsebet plunging the world into darkness by enforcing a solar eclipse. This event empowers her undead army and sets the stage for an epic conflict in Season 2. Given Dracula's history as a master strategist and his connection to the supernatural, it's conceivable that he would take notice of such a cataclysmic event. Whether he chooses to intervene as an ally or an adversary remains to be seen. Alucard's return in Nocturne signals a deeper connection between the spin-off and the original series. His role as Dracula's son and his ongoing struggle with his dual nature make him a compelling character to explore further. If Alucard takes on a more prominent role in Season 2, it could pave the way for Dracula's involvement, either as a source of guidance or a potential adversary. Dracula's return in Nocturne could explore new dimensions of his character. Having lived in relative peace with Lisa for centuries, he may have gained a different perspective on humanity and his own nature. This evolution could position him as a reluctant ally in the fight against Erzsebet, adding complexity to his character and the overarching narrative. Alternatively, the loss of Lisa during the 300-year gap between the original series and Nocturne could reignite Dracula's darker impulses. Her absence would undoubtedly leave a void in his life, potentially driving him back into the world of conflict and power struggles.
And I have had enough!
Our nerdy thoughts? Dracula's story in the Castlevania universe is one of the most compelling aspects of the franchise. His tragic arc, redemption, and decision to embrace a peaceful life with Lisa provided a fitting conclusion to the original series. While his absence in Nocturne Season 1 allows the spin-off to establish its own identity, his legacy continues to resonate through the characters and events of the new series. As Nocturne moves into its second season, the possibility of Dracula's return remains tantalizing. Whether he appears as an ally, an adversary, or something in between, his presence would undoubtedly add depth and intrigue to the narrative. Until then, fans can only speculate and revisit the rich tapestry of stories that have made Dracula a timeless figure in the world of Castlevania. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on Castlevania, Nocturne, and other epic series. See you in the next one.
I bring your death.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.